be doing a video to help maybe some of us old guys that just don't have the strength and mobility that we used to have. I'm going to be jacking up my car today to rotate my tires and do a few other little things to it. And I just thought maybe I'd share how I do things with other people so it may help you if you're my age or when you get to be my age. I've got a chronic back problem and also arthritis in my left shoulder pretty bad. So it affects me on what I lift up, and I can't bend over hardly any at all. It's hard to pick up things. So maybe this will help y'all a little bit on this. Let me also show you a box that I made that also helps me with weight issues. Since these lifts are pretty heavy, they weigh between 70 and 80 pounds a piece, and I just can't lift those, so I have to try to keep them as close to the ground as possible. So let me show you my box. This is the box that I made, and what it's got two bottoms. It's got a bottom when you open this up. That bottom is up here, and then it's got this slot in it, and that's where I put my two lifts. They go in that little ramp here. It ramps up. This closes up. All this comes down, and the box is on casters. All four wheels on casters, so I can move it all around. And I keep the hydraulic pump in here. And this is where I keep a lot of my supplies and things, so it's readily available to my car. My workshop is right in front of my car, so I've got additional supplies and tools and things in there. So anyway, this is the box I've got. I'll show you when I get through with this. I'll load it all in and show you how it works. Okay, let me point out a few things here. I'm gonna get down here so you can get, hopefully you can see up under here. I've got my pucks installed, and this is for the rear. Make sure that when you put your pucks in, that you get it into the slotted hole. That's very critical on your Corvettes, because all your weight's at the back, so you want to make sure that that's in the right place. You've got another hole right here. There it is. Right there. Now make sure you don't get it in that hole, because that's going to put too much weight on the rear. That's where they put the tie-down straps here in the front. If you notice, I've got two pucks, actually. I've got one puck right here. Now that is at a tie-down, and that's actually the lift point right there. This QuickJack that I've got is not the extended version, and it won't extend out far enough to reach this puck. So I went ahead and used the tie-down location, that hole, and put a puck in it. And it's not as critical with the front one as it is the rear, as long as you know your puck's hooked to your chassis, because the mass weight of the vehicle is at the rear. So the front is not critical at all. So that second hole for the tie-down works fine with the puck. As you can tell right now, I've got the lift a little bit higher. I've got these casters on here, so I can roll this QuickJack, slide it around, and I'll show you that when I pull it back out from under it. But may have to adjust those a little bit so I can get my puck a little bit lower for alignment, but I'm going to go ahead and try it anyway. There are several things with this QuickJack that you want to be aware of. First of all, you want to make sure that your QuickJack is parallel with the length of your car. Not sure exactly how critical it is, but I know that that's what's recommended. So try to get it, just use your tires as kind of the mark. Try to get them in that location as you can. And another thing, make sure the label end of your QuickJack is toward the engine of your car. It's not necessarily front or the rear, it depends on where your engine is. So if your engine's in the rear, this will be at the pointing backwards. If you got a front engine vehicle, this would be at the front. So anyway, get that aligned. Make sure you've got your lift aligned with your puck, which up here too. Get that one aligned. And let me see here. Or to hold the camera and do all this at the same time. See, I shifted that a little bit, so this is not quite aligned anymore. Okay, I think that's aligned fairly well. Walk around to the other side and I'll show you. Haven't got this one under yet, but like I say, make sure that you've got the rear of your jack pointing the label toward the engine, and then I'm ready to slide it. What makes this so much easier to work with than if you don't have these casters under it, because see, all I got to do is just slide it. As much as it's weighed, it is next to impossible for me to slide it anywhere close to this. I'm gonna go ahead and line this up. Okay, I'm gonna jack it up now. Well, actually, Before I jack it up, I'm going to go ahead and loosen my lugs while the tires are on the ground. So let me do that. Okay, first of all on my car, I've got these plastic lug nut caps on my car, and so I have to get these off first before I take my lug nuts off. I like these caps. I had on my last vet, and it's a cheaper way so you don't have to invest in black lug nuts. Plus, I think it might be somewhat of a deterrent, because if a person doesn't realize that these are caps, they're going to try to get a lug wrench on it and it's not going to fit it, and so it may slow them down, if nothing else, in trying to steal my wheels. But of course, if you've got a locking nut on it, that doesn't mean much. But I just don't like the looks of locking nuts, so I don't have them on my Corvettes. Okay, catch my breath. Lug nuts are tough. Okay, let me go up a little bit. What I want to do at this time is take a second look under my car. Make sure that my pads are in alignment, because the lift does shift slightly as it moves because it's on an angle. Good. Good. So all four of them look like they're well centered. Okay, this has been a lifesaver for me, so I thought I'd point this out. This is another tool. If you're an old man, old decrepit man, you need this. You really do. I use it for all types of lifting things, getting stuff out of my wife's SUV, but it just has saved my back from a lot of agony. And what it does, it will go down, get it down, and it'll lift it up to 500 pounds. It's rated at 500 pounds. So what I'm going to do is, when I jack this car up, I'm going to actually slide it up under my wheels and use it to take my wheels on and off, because the weight of the tires are just plays havoc on my back. Well, I got a little bit, I meant to show this on the film, but I wouldn't record it, so you didn't see me jack it up. I jacked it up and I went to the first catch right here. Make sure on both sides that you got this locked on you've got a notch here and another notch up here for the highest point, but make sure it's locked in place. And make sure both sides are locked now, because if you got one side locked and the other side is not, it can eventually sag down on you. You don't want this car to get off center right to left, because it could slide off. So all this looks fine. As long as it's in the locked position, everything is very sturdy on this lift. This is a very sturdy lift. Okay, so let me get my first tire. And then again, another back saver. Okay, the name of the game is to make life easy. If you don't have a set of these, strongly, whether you're partially disabled like I am or not, these are nice items to have. These are extensions, the lug extension, and they help you get the tire off and keep it aligned. What I'm doing is I'm putting it, screw on, screwing it in, and I usually try to get the first two close to 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock as I can. I probably would take a wheel to get it exactly where I want it. And what this does, this lets you slide your tire right off. And at this point, I'm going to take my lift and see if it's not quite low enough. So I'm going to put the car back in the air a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go to the second notch. Probably should have gone here to begin with. And what you want to do is you want to make sure when you get these things catch that you get the black rod over that notch. But don't go too far because the gray metal color skid, you don't want that to go back down. So just make sure you're far enough ahead. Now you come back down and see if it catches. Catch out there. Check your other side, make sure it catches. Car on this side. Now I'm ready. And what I'll do is I'll take this, and if you notice, I don't know if you noticed, but the car, in lifting this car, it goes back. So see, a while ago, before I lifted it, this was about even with my rear tire. And see, now it's way off because this pivots that way. And if you're in an enclosed area, you better keep that in mind because you could hit something if it's in front of you or behind you, depending on which way you're lifting the car. You could cause damage. Okay, now I get my trusty lift in place, and I'll come up with it. And easy as that, I got my wheel off. And boy, that saves you back. And so now I can let that down and roll my wheel off. So that really saves you back. I'm going to do a couple of things while I got my car up in the air and these wheel wells. I'm going to paint this black because it looks so unsightly. Okay, get that one off. Take these off. These right now. And also, while I got my wheels off, I'm going to clean and probably put some more ceramic coating on the inside of the rim. Okay, now I'm in the process of putting the tires back on. Make sure that you mark the tires when you take them off, preferably one at a time, so you know which one to get back on. Because remember, once you get them off, you're not going to know where they go because you can get them mixed up real easily. So I've got D written on this. I know it goes on the driver's side. Now I've got to get it on this platform. The way I do that is so roll it up. Okay, get this all tire out of the way. And notice I got a P on it. Pass to the side. Put that over there. Okay. And the first thing I'll do is I'll put these guides on. Okay, I got those in place. And turn my wheels down. Okay, I think that's the count got it anyway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get it lined up. So now I go back and forth. Get this about the right height to start off with. See if I can see my, just slide that on in, like so. And now I put a couple of other nuts on it. And I can go ahead and release this and get this out of the way. See how easy that was? No strain on my back at all. Get that off. Inside I take these off, we'll put the lugs on. But that's to give you some idea. These studs are really nice too. I could do it without the studs. Trust me, I've tried it without the studs, and the studs really help. All right, I got my wheels back on it and everything. You might wonder why I have my car cover on it. I did. I sprayed my hubs when I had it off. I sprayed them with some 2,000 degree flat black or satin black paint. So that's the reason that the cover is on it. Okay, now I'm going to go through the procedure of letting it down. I want to make sure all my cables are out of the way. I'm going to cause them to come forward a little bit when I let it down. So make sure everything's clear. Everything appears to be clear. So now to let it down, I've got to go forward. I've got to go up a little bit to get those gray gliders over the stop. So I'll go up a little bit. Okay. For some reason that one didn't want to pop down like it should. And knitted it out. But anyway, I've got them right. Remember, all those pieces are there braces. So now I'll go down. Okay, check the other side, make sure everything's right. Remember, if one side gets hung up and you don't realize it, you could have a bad thing happening. I've seen where it slid off these jacks, because one side didn't go down like it should. Okay, that's at the stop. And that was at the stop. Down. Okay. I'm going to leave it in place just in case. Now I've got to torque down all my wheels and put my lug nut caps back on. Okay. We've got this lined up to go in. Now I pick it up back here. This handle. Hose down. And there. Got it in place. Something like that. Shut up. Oh, and that just shows it. See how out of breath I am. Just lifting it no more than that. Well, that's going to conclude my video for today. I hope that you got something out of it. Like I say, really intend this for people that are kind of up in the years and have a few pains and aches, prevent them from lifting and bending down and all this other stuff. And this is how I handle my bad back and my bad shoulder, and I can still work on my Corvette. So I hope you got something out of this. Appreciate you watching. Until next time, have a nice day.